Hello, thank you so much for buying my template. This is the tutorial that goes with the ticket invitation template. We're going to walk through putting all your photos in and changing all the texts to personalize it for you. You saw it in the listing like so, and when this is finished, it will look like that too. Just, with you and your people in there, not these people. So here, behind these boxes are the colors. Don't delete. I'm just showing you that they're there. Don't mess with that. You don't want to mess with that. The first thing we want to do is make sure everything looks the way it should. And if it doesn't, contact me. You will have a few different versions in there. I believe I put about 4 in there. So you can make sure they all just look like this. And if you're missing anything, please just reach out. I won't leave you stranded. I'm sorry that you're forced to stare at the screen while I give you a little pep talk, but you can do this. But if you can't, you can just reach out to me and I'll fix it for you. So you go to Adobe Express to remove the backgrounds. And why did we come to Adobe Express? Because their background remover is free. Canva's is not free. So you're going to go to Quick Actions, Remove Background, and then Upload Photo. And you should have all of your images set aside in a folder for yourself. So you're going to grab your pictures one at a time from whatever folder you have them in and drop them in. You can also do the old-fashioned way where you browse and look, and it will remove the backgrounds. Sometimes you're going to end up with situations like this down here, and that's why I chose this photo, because it actually doesn't matter. So almost all of the photos will be half length. You'll be cutting them off just like above the belly button or even higher, because you want them to really fill those boxes and they're all square. So when you do that, the program may not be perfect, and if it's in that area, don't worry about it. If it's not in that area, if it really is going to affect it, you may have to pick another photo, or you may try running it through the program again, and maybe the second time around it'll come out a little bit better, or it'll just look exactly the same. So you'll have to maybe fiddle around. So go ahead and pick out more photos. If you don't just pick out 10, put like 15 or 20 or something in there, and then you can play around as you go. After you do this, you're going to hit download. And that's going to download to your download folder or your desktop on your computer. If you're doing this mobile, it's a little more tricky. I would recommend doing it on a computer or a laptop, but it can be done on a mobile. It's just a little easier on a desktop or a laptop. After you download this, like I said, it will ask you to sign up, and you just go ahead and do that, and then download all your business. When you go to do your second photo, though, for example, you're going to have to go back to Quick Actions and back to Remove Background, upload your photo again, and you have to do that over and over again, just one at a time, because I'm not sure why, but that's the only way that I know how to. So don't get frustrated if you get back to the screen after you download and you don't have a way to throw in another photo. You have to go back to Quick Actions and then Remove Background again. All right, so after you get all of those done, you're going to upload them into your Canva template. So to do that, you go over to Uploads, and you can either upload the files here by hitting that button and going and finding your files and uploading them, or you can just drag and drop, which is really awesome. So you just grab your photos and pull them into this area here, and they'll be there for you. I already have a lot of my images placed just to save some time. So we have like a half done situation here. So I'm just going to put these in to show you how to drop them in. Once everything is loaded over here and ready to go, you're just going to click on it, and then you just drag it and drop it into the box. And I already had one down there. We'll get rid of that. And then here's the other one, and we're going to drag it in. And then we need to size all of our images. And this is very important. This is a good tip right here, right at the beginning. When you want to manipulate your photos, you have to double click on the box. This is the number one thing I get messages about, and I understand because it's a very tricky little thing, and you'll figure it out. There's a learning curve, but this is the number one question that I get. What happened when I went to enlarge my photo? There is a black line in there. Why did that happen? Well, it happened because we didn't double click. If you did something and it looks bad, don't keep fiddling trying to get it back where it was. Just go back with this back button up here and on the top. Okay, so we're back in business because we didn't double click. Now we're going to double click. We're good to go. See? Now you can manipulate the photo and you're not going to mess up your box. You're going to want to do that for every single one of your photos. And I recommend just a few little photographer cropping tips. You never want to cut people off at the elbows. You never want to cut people off at the wrists or at the knees. Now over here we have an image that is interesting. So you want to have all of it. You don't want to just bring her in. You know, the point is she's got her basketball. We're going to leave that there, but we're going to follow the rules, because we could do something like that. But if doesn't that feel weird to you? Like, see how it just disappeared off the side like that? You know, it makes your eyes not know where to go. So you bring it up and you just want to try to fill it up and make it look nice. Down here we had the problem that we knew we were going to have, so we're going to work past that, and we're just going to zoom in a lot. Now, here's a little troubleshooting stuff. What you're going to find is sometimes the programs don't love the flyaway hair. Sometimes it turns out beautiful. Sometimes I'm shocked at how great it looks. And other times I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on over there? So the best thing to do, if you don't want to pick another photo, the best thing to do is pick another photo. But you could just keep zooming in as well. You know, if it works for this photo, which I think it does, it's fine for me, especially since this one over here is pretty well balanced. And that's another thing when you're putting your photos together, you want to have your images either facing in, or like this one is okay on the left because it feels like she's facing forward, even though she's facing to the side. Whereas like this one, for example, she's full blown facing to the side. You would definitely want that on the right side. If you end up placing your images in and they're facing out the wrong way, for example, let's say that came like that. Let's say this one came like this. You can see where it feels off. So you can just flip them like I just did. Flip your images or flip sides. Take this photo and put it over in the red box, and take this photo and put it in the pink box, you know. So that's what helps make it really kind of come together. So this one up here to me is looking a little off. So our options are to rotate it. That's a little big. I don't know if I would do that. So we are going to flip that. The only time you can't really do the flip trick is if you have words on your shirt or anything like that. And this one you can flip. I mean, it really is your own personal discretion, and sometimes it'll work better with the photos. And actually that after that big spiel I gave you, I think that actually looks better. So we're gonna leave it like that. Once you get everything positioned how you want it to get positioned, then we get to go in and adjust all the photos. So you go starting at the top, always starting at the top, just so that you can keep yourself organized. You're going to go to adjust. So edit photo and then adjust. And you're going to destroy your photos. You're going to blow out the brightness, pump up the contrast, pull up the whites, and lots of blacks and shadows. And just so it looks terrible. That's what you're doing. For the red box, it is just the brights and the whites. We don't mess with the blacks or contrasts because the red box is a dark box, and you'll see how we have to work with that when we come back for it. The rest of them, same thing. It's, you know, it's not an exact formula because every photo is different. Every photo is going to have a different exposure, different colors, all kinds of stuff. So if you start with this basic formula here, then you can adjust after you apply the duotone. And I told you to start at the top and go around, keep yourself organized. And are you watching me? I'm not doing anything of the sort. I have gone completely rogue. That's okay. I'm a professional. I won't get lost. I probably will get lost. Okay, so we've done them all. They look horrible, so they look perfect. Then you're going to go, if you did navigate away, you're going to want to go up to edit photos again. And go, this time you're going to go to effects. If you didn't navigate away, you're just heading right over here. And you're going to go down to this little effects down at the bottom. Click the arrow, duotone, and custom. And then this button here, the highlights, and we're working with the highlights for all the exterior boxes. You click on your background color. That's already been put there for you. Now, every once in a while, and I wish I understood why, some people won't have the dropper. I don't know if it's a browser issue. I don't know if it's Mac. I don't know if it's Microsoft. I don't know. But it's random, and it happens to me sometimes too, and I have the pro account, so I don't get it. So if this happens to you, I did try to do my best to solve that problem for you. I went in and wrote all the formulas down. So go here first, take that text, copy it by Shift-C or Command-C if you're on Mac, and then go up, click on that photo, edit photo, duotone. When you get to this box, you're just going to fill in the text by pasting it. And that will be how you will have to do it if you didn't get the dropper tool. Again, I don't know why. I wish I did. But this is how you keep doing it. I'll do another one for you here. Duotone, custom highlights, and filler in. There you go. Okay. And for those of you lucky enough to have the dropper tool, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, hey, log out and log back in. You never know. I wish, I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I could answer that. All right. So I'm going to do the rest of these and I'm going to pop right back in here. Okay, we applied the duotone to all the photos. We didn't place the middle photo on purpose. So I should have mentioned that earlier. We don't want that right now. So, because it gets in the way of the other photos. So we wait till the end and then we place it. So now we're going to go over to our uploads folder and grab the one that we wanted for our center image. And you may have to adjust, which you do that by just pulling on this right here and then lining this up. You want to line it up. We can zoom in down here at the bottom right. There is this little toggle here to zoom in, and then you can line it up really well, just like that. That's perfect. And then let's see, we're going to zoom out again. Okay. And we want this to be smaller. We definitely do not want it to be that big. We want it to be right about like that tall. I'd say just a little bit of her head coming into that box up there. And then we need to move her, even though we just spent all that time lining her up down there. All right, just like that. And then we'll check our work. We'll go in. Yep. Everything looks great to me. Okay, so she's dropped in. Everything is great there. Be careful when you're dropping that one in that you don't get caught up in the side boxes. So just keep it in the center. And if you do, just go up to the backwards button up there. And then the other thing that people worry about is they say that this photo doesn't snap in place like the other ones do. Well, it's not going to. So this navy blue box behind, everybody's got a color behind, and then everybody's got a picture box on top. This one does not have a picture box on top because I like it where, the person is completely outside of all the boxes so that it comes forward. So in order to achieve that, we have to not put it in a picture box, so it will not snap into place. Now for this one, when we go in to do our formulas, it's a little different. Not as much brightness and more contrast and more of our blacks being pushed down. And then we go over back to effects and down here and we go to duotone. And this one, again, it's different in a couple different ways. This is actually white. So what I did there was it needs to be white. So you can do your dropper tool and just click over here because that is solid white, or just move this right up here to that the top right corner. Yeah, I know my right and left different from each other. Yeah, here I am trying to teach you and I don't even know. The left top corner is solid white. Okay, pull it all the way up there. And then for this one is the one that you want to be the background color. And again, no dropper tool, no problem. Go down here and get that and fill her in. All right, so you got her placed, and that really is the hardest part, is getting this center part done. So congratulations, you've done a fantastic job. If you've run into trouble, again, just reach out to me, and you can go up here to share. And down here it says anyone with link can edit. Yours will actually say only you can access. And if you change that to anyone with link can edit and copy the link, you can send that to me through your Etsy messages, and then I can go in on the back end and do a couple little things. If it's just a few little things, I'm happy to come in and do it for you. I won't have any access to your photos over here. I will only have access to just this one particular template that you're sharing with me. So if it's a photo related issue, make sure your photos are in there, and I will do my best. If it's a kind of a massive overhaul, like you just kind of bit off more than you can chew, and this is just like, what am I doing? I want out. I just need it done. I do have the option to upgrade to a custom listing if you want to do that, where you're not spending any more than you would have if you would have originally bought the custom listing. So don't worry if you have to fall back on that. So here we are, we finished, and we're going to move our grain layer. This is the third most asked about thing. People are always thinking they don't have the grain layer, they can't find the grain layer, and that is because it's really, like it's not really obvious what it is, and you can't name your layers in Canva, so it's there, but it's not distinct. But this is what it is. It's right above the black, right above the bottom layer, always, and it's grouped. And that's what the square means. So like up here too, this is grouped. These are your little perforated edges and this line here. And I just group them to make it easier for you when you want to move them around and stuff. If that's a customization you're wanting to do, which is changing the color of those, you're going to need to ungroup a layer. So let me finish the grain business first and we'll get to that. But here is the grain, and you're going to want to move the grain up above the navy blue. I put the main image and the red image above the grain for right now because I put less grain in front of them because this red box is difficult to see, and I prefer it with less. I think it looks better. So we need to ungroup our grain layer now. So you're going to click on the grain layer, and then something will pop up here, and you just hit ungroup. And now you can kind of see really quick before you navigate away that you can see all your little grain layers highlighted. And here they are here. You're just going to take this one and go above the two photos. And then it's up to you. You can take this photo and you can also go above the two photos, or you can keep this one down. It depends on how your red picture ends up. And if you like it like that for everything else, but the red is the only thing bothering you, then you can go click off of there. You're going to find the red picture for you, which is going to look like this. And you can go up to edit photo and you can do some more adjustments under the grain because it looks different under the grain than it does above the grain. So you can, do a little more contrast, maybe bring in a little blacks at this point and to just see how it looks. So you can fix that one. All right. So now you're complete up here, and we just need to work on our text, our name, and our party info. So yours will appear like this. So you will write in your name here, and then you will add a page, and you will take what you wrote here and you will cut it and you will paste it on this page. Make sure when you add a page that the background is black so that you can see your photos. This is important. And then we want to make sure that's at 90. It helps you out a lot. Like I was saying, like this program's like your hype girl. It's there for you. It's not trying to sabotage you. It actually wants to assist you. I love that. So you just are going to enlarge this super, 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 super big. The reason why we're doing it sideways is to get it even bigger. I just find when it pops back into this program, it's always a little smaller. So in order to avoid any kind of blurring on the text, because you're about to stretch it, bigger is better. Then you're going to go up to share, download, and you want to do a ping. So just go ahead and download that, and you will have that in your downloads folder. Then you're going to open that up in your photo editing software. Hold down the shift and just manipulate the height. So we're going to do so like this. All right. And apply that. I think that looks really good. And then click off to apply, and then Command S, or up here under File, you'll find Save, and you'll save it to your program. And then you're going to import it just like we did everything else over here in Canva. You're going to pull it in. We're going to pretend like, it just got placed all random so I can show you what to do. So it drops in, line up the text with the sides of the box. A really easy way to do that is actually to work on it like in the box, kind of. So the box is your guides. Bring it. So we've got Madison Ray down there. And then here you're going to change your text to whatever you want. The only thing you want to make sure of, and the same thing before you transport your name out to your photo editing software, make sure that's Abro Fat Face. Say that with me. I can't get enough. I make a joke about it in every video that I have. Okay, so yes, Abril Fat Face. Then here is an element that you can either delete or manipulate. So if you wanted to manipulate the color of this, you would go to Edit Photo, and you're going to do duotone with this. Okay, and the difference here is you want both colors to be the same color. So you want it to be white, they're both white. You want it to be red, they're both red. Okay, so that's how you change the color in there. If you were to change like this box here to black, like things will start to disappear. So keep that with, the lighter colors. We're just going to leave it like that for right now. Same with this text up here. If you wanted to change that, you would go up here to text color, and you may choose, whatever color you want, or you may click on this and then you can look around for whatever color you want in here. If you have the dropper tool and you've already set a color, you can come down here and click like that and they will match. If you don't have the dropper tool though, you'll just do it by eye and it will be fine. Right here, you are putting in your birth date, party, or event, and you want to make sure there's a space. Sometimes when you do that, you'll end up like this. So you just want to make sure there's a space. Your street address and where your party's at goes here, your RSVP line here. This is also an element, can be deleted, and also can have the color changed here up at the top, color, and you can change that to anything that you want. Let's stick with our theme here. Go back and grab this. There we go. All right. And text that you can change, individual text boxes here. And here is the big one. You can get rid of that as well. Let's say you don't like this element. Okay, so that's why I've added more options. If we go all the way up here to the top, here's one that doesn't have that element. It actually has a different element. And this element is actually text. So you can change this. It doesn't have to be let's party. It can be anything you want. This let's party is not. This one is an element, but this one is text. So you can change that, and you can change the font by going up here and clicking on anything that doesn't have the little crown. If the little crown is there, that means it's part of Canva Pro, and most likely you're not trying to get into that. So when you change the font to anything you want, it'll look like so, and then you can adjust it like that. You just move around your box up here in position and arrange, align to page. So in here you can center your stuff. As long as this is center justification, and justification, I feel like I'm giving you a lot of information right now. Justification is up here, and that is, do we want to, left justified, centered, right justified? Okay, so if it's centered, it will be centered. This you can't really center because it's an element you're plopping in, so the size of it is determined by you and might not actually be centered, so it's best to eyeball that one. This one is text, so you can center that one too. So you can make sure all of your stuff is centered. This one, just the middle, because these two you're going to eyeball. You put those in where it looks good. Here's one where you have a little line talking about the party. And, here's some different color schemes that you can do. If you want to change this and you find it's grouped, you would have to hit ungroup. So when it's ungrouped, you can do each line itself, okay? And if you find that you can't click on it, go to over here to position to layers, and these are all the layers. This is everything in your document here from the start to the end. It doesn't matter what order they are in, except for you want to make sure your main image and your red image are here together. Text can be anywhere, that doesn't matter. The blue box has to be below the red and the main image, and then here's all your picture boxes and your color boxes. And then down here is what I was trying to find. So right here, you can change that color by going up here. We'll make it pink. And then we want to do the other one, and you can't get to it, right? Because the other one's in front of it. So it's another situation. You have to go find the layer. So right here is that one, and we're going to change that to pink as well. Different color pink, but that's fine. All right, so it's really that simple, all of it. The only thing that's hard is this part. And I have another video on here that is also very detailed. That's for just the poster template that I offer. But it's just another me going through it again. So if you want to hear it in a different way, the formulas are a little different, pretty much same exact results. It's just over time, I find ways to do things, easier, because the easier, the better for everybody. So, don't get thrown off by any of that stuff. And then again, for the last time, just reach out to me. I'm super nice. I swear to God, I will be very kind to you. I will not judge you. I will help you, because 90% of the time you're working on a birthday invitation or a party invitation, and that you deserve props for. Like, you're doing something major, and if you get stuck, then I'm here to help. This is some troubleshooting pages. So this will go over, some of the stuff I talked about, like the top issues, but it will go over it a little bit better in case I talk too fast or I don't make sense, because that can happen. And then this is the instructions on how to make a share link. Also, these boxes exist because when you're up here, this can happen. Okay, so you actually go and you're trying to upload your photo and it goes into there. Then you're like, oh my gosh, what is going on? I have a black background. Okay, so what happened was, you saw me do it. I actually deleted the box. What happened was somehow that box got deleted on yours. So all you have to do, and I'm just going to walk myself back because I want to put her back. All you have to do is go down here, grab the color of the box you need, place it over top, line it up, and zoom in for yourself because you do have to get right in there to see, and line her up. And again, look at the program. It's there for you. It's got your back and it's going to help you. So you pop all of those into place with those pink lines, and then that looks really, really almost perfect. It's going to go behind that blue box, so you're fine with that. So go up to position, pull it back. No matter what color box you had to replace, it's got to go back behind stuff. So you're going to grab the box that you had to add, and without a doubt, it has to go behind at least the color of the picture box. However, you should just bring it back all the way to the end. And then, you're set. Then when you go to place another photo, you will have your color shine through. That is definitely a big thing that people have questions about. So, all right. So that's everything. And I hope everything goes well for you and you guys have a great celebration, whatever you might be celebrating. All right. And come visit me in my store anytime. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.